25th birthday here today. 4-1 so far in the playoffs. She saw 22 shots. Back in game number 2, a finalist for goalie of the year this year. And at the other end, coming off her first playoff shutout, Nicole Hensley getting back-to-back starts. She had a shutout back in the regular season, and that came against Boston as well. Referees today, Grace Barlow, Jake Camras, lines people, Anthony Lapointe, and Sean Oliver from Ottawa. Early whistle here, faceoff will come back to center.
Kelly Panik has been so effective in the faceoff. Dodd wins that one clean at 55% last game, so she's one of the ones that really looks to win and start with possession, and every time she's in the Dodd, it's a tough one.
Last time Minnesota was here at Xcel Energy Center with Claire Budarak in double overtime in that deciding Game 3 to keep that series going. They'll look to keep that streak alive here in the finals as Krasova tries to feed it back down deep in the zone. Megan Keller will pick it up. Keller 4 assists so far, up for Defender of the Year, a finalist. Hillary Knight looking ahead for Sophie Shirley, an adoption to their line coming into tonight's game. Knight pushed off the puck. Minnesota back in control, looking up ice. Forward option, Krasova trying to get open. Kraken will look to play it back. With the Boston Pride last year, she'll look to feed it ahead. Stackline will go D-to-D. Kraken will have to head back for Michaela Cava, picking up speed here, looking for a wraparound play in front. A chance, Heisey, and she scores! Taylor Heisey does it again! And Minnesota takes the lead.
Dream start for Minnesota. Look at that, put the puck in below the goal line, hound it. You can see the takeaway, working hard below that goal line, and that's what it is all about, making sure that you can get to pucks quickly, and Heisey's going to be the benefactor on the turnover in that slot area. She catches and releases to beat Erin Frankel, but you can see her, that stance, getting into that slot area above the coverage. No one thinks that puck is going to turn over as quickly as it does, and Heisey's got the hot hand, the hot stick right now, buries it.
The first draft pick is the first to strike here in Game 3. Taylor Heisey now 5 goals in the playoffs. Just heating up in the finals. What a run. And Minnesota takes the lead. They've outshot Boston in both games and continue to open the scoring as well in the finals.
Well, and Cabo with that hard play below the goal line. You put that puck in, you want to be able to recover it, and she's such a smart player. I think she's just playing unbelievably right now in terms of her IQ and her pressure on the puck.
Clarity trying to let that shot go.
Not 100 miles an hour, trying to go where the puck is going to be.
Boston looking to even things up here as they work deep into the zone. Taylor Heisey, 4 goals in her 19 games played in the regular season. Now she has 5 in her 8 games in playoff hockey. For Minnesota, they are clicking when it matters most. Boston found their way against Montreal in the semis, and now they're going to find some depth scoring from their top line down to the bottom here as the series goes on.
And Courtney Kessler spoke to us pregame, and she said, you know, when we get off to a good start, sometimes it's a quick strike, so maybe we shouldn't get off to a good start. Well, Minnesota gets the ideal one, keeping the home crowd in it.
Picking up speed, Fleming chips and chases. Emily Brown will pick it up. Her minutes continue to increase on the back end for Boston. From Blaine, Minnesota.
Yeah, 1934 in terms of time on ice in that second game alone.
The 4 players here on Boston from Minnesota. Marvin another as she feeds it ahead from Mar Road, Minnesota. About 6 hours north of here. A few miles from the Canadian border. Manitoba. She has been so strong for Boston in the playoffs as well. Babstock trying to push this puck ahead. She gets some room. Sophie Shirley drawing in for Boston off the crossbar. Shirley heating up here in the first, using that speed to her advantage.
Well, you heard Becky Keller talk about in transition through that neutral ice. When she comes off, she is dancing, she is moving, and she's a dynamic player. If she has ice, she's going to take it.
Krasova lands it on net. Frankel will put the glove on it. Stoppage play here. So Krasova also has had a strong playoff run here. She's got 2 goals so far. Game 3. Against Toronto in Game 5, of course, that deciding game.
You can see Sophie Shirley coming in above the puck. puck, and anytime that you're able to corral it in transition, she's working off the puck to be able to get available, so when that puck comes available, she's able to jump on it, gets a quick release shot. If she sees the dot, she's going to drive it.
So Boston coming off their first playoff loss, looking to rebound and take the series lead here. Shirley on the outside for Boston. Stops up, Stackline will push her up against the boards. Bookbinder will chase after it here for Minnesota. She'll try and rim it around, giving some time at center for Panic. She'll look to pick up speed, pushed off, Fratkin laying an early hit.
Well, Fratkin is going to be one that is going to hit. Had 2 hits that landed last game, but in game number 1, she had 5, so 7 through 2 games, and she's going to add to that tally.
Fratkin out wide for Boston. She'll send it deep into the zone. Trying to feed it right back. Mueller working hard along the boards. Minnesota comes away with it. Izzy feeds it to the far side. Now it's center. She'll cut back. Cava, of course, picking up the assist on the play. Those two becoming quite a dynamic duo for Minnesota. Trying for the centering pass. Cava weighs her options. She'll go to the point. Jakes lets a shot go. Mueller is able to block it. And Mueller an assist so far in the playoffs. Frankel will play it ahead.
Well, Mueller had 4 shots on game last. In game number 2, over 21 minutes, and she certainly has that speed and can find ways to dance on the perimeter, but she can also cut back to the middle of the ice. A player like Taylor Heisey, who loves to do it, that little bit of a draw to the middle of the ice, little fake, tries to get to the inside.
Coming into this game for Cava, 4 points in her last 2 games, picking up the assist to add to her total. 3 helpers now in the playoffs as Minnesota chases to center with speed. Jess Healy, a goal so far in her playoff run, kicks it out to the far side, looking for Lexia Gia. Welcome, new face to the Boston team, coming in from Ottawa in a trade. Down to the point, Boston winds and fires. Hensley makes the stop. Svea Coven looking to reverse the play. Jess Healy able to send it right back down. Hensley and Aaron Frankel, teammates of the United States national program, now going head-to-head here in the PWHL final.
And it's interesting having a book on some of the players, right? Knowing their tendencies. Of course, Hensley would know what Hillary Knight does. Kendall Coyne.
Outside shot, Frankel will make the save.
Frankel knowing what she would do, so it's always interesting to see if they're going to try different things that they wouldn't normally try in practice when the goaltenders know them so well.
So many fans used to seeing Kendall Coyne, Schofield, Hillary Knight teammates, but not here in the PWHL's DiGirolamo tries for a shot. It gets redirected off of Fleming's skate. Knight winning the face-off, drops it back. Fratkin looking to feed it to Hannah Brandt deep in the zone. Back in the sights, Minnesota. Hannah Brandt picked up in the 5th round by Boston. After the inaugural draft. DiGirolamo taking a look. She'll go for a skate, looking for Hillary Knight.
That's a really nice steer by Grace Zumwinkle, and that allows you to stand up in the neutral zone, and Krasova is allowed to do that and able to do that because she can anticipate because of the way that Zumwinkle has steered.
Minnesota feeding it in front. Franco making the stop. Zumwinkle chipping it right back down. Krasova trying to gain control. Lisa Krasova, one of those silent engines. I don't say a lot, but a workhorse, and they're going to be effective. Her and Grace Zumwinkle. It's been fun to watch them go to work.
Krasova, I mean, 2 goals, 2 assists, and 8 shots on goal in that series against Toronto. So you know that she's one player that can be real effective for this Minnesota team.
Taylor Heisey scoring the opening goal here. A state of hockey, and so they lead the way, 1-0.
Well, the PWHL being a physical league, players like Taylor Heisey certainly are the finesse style player that had to adjust and were able to do that when they finally hit their mark in the series, the original one in the semifinals. She gets 2 goals in that game 5, and how about through the first 2 games of this series getting 2 goals in that opening game, and it's just the way she sees the ice and gets lost in coverage that makes her so threatening, right, Kenz? I mean, she is unbelievable. The way she has that edge work to move along the outside, to manipulate, to drop coverage to her, to open up lanes. And when you have someone like Cava that she's playing alongside now with the IQ to be able to feed her, and of course, Kendall Coyne Schofield, who has that drive play, that hound, dog on a bone, if you will, mentality. It's a real threat of a line that can do some serious, and is doing some serious damage.
Adding to the total, you look at Minnesota's 14 goals they put together here in the playoffs. 11 of them have come from just 4 players. As Cava shoots, and well, of course, she being one of them. I think physical against DiGirolamo. Heisey stepping in for a few words.
And there's IQ for you, because Michaela Cava comes over the blue line and she recognizes that there's a bit of sagging coverage. DiGirolamo is backed up a little bit, so she says, yes, then I'm going to shoot it low through a screen. And Erin Frankel's at the top of her crease, able to hold on to it. And of course, DiGirolamo has a few words with her, pushing her out. DiGirolamo's been very effective for Boston as well. A reason why Megan Keller's minutes are down, and we spoke to Courtney Kessel about that, and she said, listen, it's about the consistency of the other defenders that I have that are allowing me to play Megan Keller less, and trying to get her into that sweet spot where she has her most effective game.
Face-off underway in a board battle. Keller pushing this puck ahead, getting physical. Her and Zumwinkle, of course, familiar national team teammates, and they still got a few extra words for one another. Oh, and Kristova without a stick, looking for a call. She'll chase after, look to finish the play. Now at center, Gia picks up speed, moves ahead for Pelkey. Some unfinished business, I think, between those players. There's a quick whistle here.
Well, you might put on the American jersey together, but guess what? You are foes when you step on the ice, and you're going to be playing for the Walter Cup, and you can see Megan Keller and Grace Zumwinkle going at it in the corner. And we're kind of getting juiced up out here, because it goes on and it goes on, and this is a clean battle for the puck, trying to get that separation, and they're going toe-to-toe here, and this is the game that Zumwinkle has to play. You know, Megan Keller, much like Renata Fast of Toronto, has that edge and chip to her. Sticks are going up and down. And then, of course, back into the corner. You can see an interference call here as Pelkey is trying to get to that puck. And Greco saying, so now an opportunity.
First look at special teams. Boston to the power play, still looking for their first power play goal in the playoffs. We've yet to see a power play goal between these two teams here in the final. Hillary Knight taking a look. She'll slow up pace, looking for Keller. Megan Keller finding Susanna Tapany. Feeds it down low. Tapany was struck in critical moments for Boston. Looks to feed Hillary Knight. She'll circle back, finds it for Keller. Right back. Knight! Robbed by Hensley. A glove save to keep Minnesota in the lead.
Well, we're waiting for Hillary to strike into the night, aren't we, Kenzie? And on this power play, she's in that bumper spot, but she does work her way high. Listen, you have to be close to the puck on recovery, and they're able to do that. And she recognized she's got the lane. She can see that Mueller is off to the side of the net for a reason, to see if there's a puck there that comes loose that she can put in the net, but someone's got to take the eyes away of Hensley. If she sees it, she's going to track it.
Keller loads, a wrist shot again into the glove of Hensley. Nothing is getting by her here in the first period.
Well, and that's because there's two shots that she's able to see, and you want a flash screen at the very least, coming through that crease or high slot area, just trying to take away her eyes for a flash second so she can lose sight of that puck.
Zumwinkle sends it the distance. Two shorthanded goals for her in the regular season as Keller picks up the puck with speed. Keller taking a look. Feeds it outside Wenskowski. Now with some room. She'll feed it to the far side. Tapany pushed off. Jake's trying to pick up possession here, and Hillary Knight draws it back. Looking for an option. Keller eating it down low. Mueller trying to set up shop. Two power play goals for her in the regular season. Finds Tapany. Now Keller out wide, looking for an option. Feeds it back. Keller delays a high shot, redirected, but it's off the post.
Well, and it's interesting to watch Hillary Knight's positioning depending on where that puck is. The way that she's moving her body accordingly and her hands, and I believe that that puck went off of her and hit the post, but it is all about her positioning in and around the paint and the slot area that makes that happen.
Hensley give it a thank you, a few thank you taps here in the first. Marvin working deep in the zone. Under 20 seconds to go here on Boston's opening power play.
It's interesting, in the last game, in terms of their power play opportunities, Boston didn't have any second chance off of rebounds, and a lot of that is because that the goaltender is able to swallow it up because they're able to see the puck.
The one thing we know Hillary Knight can do, net front, she can bury those rebounds. You have to think that'll be top of mind for her as we return to even strength. Boston landing 2 shots on the power play. Sydney Morin trying to let that shot go on the outside. A scramble in front. Kristova trying to beat it aside, but the whistle will go. It'll be a hand pass with 10:04 to go in the first. And so Minnesota's perfect penalty kill continues. They've stopped all 15 power plays you've seen here in the playoffs.
Well, and it looks like a little bit of a redirect right there. You can see Hillary Knight just trying to get lost in that slot area, but her stick goes right back to the ice as she's coming down uncontested. If it pops out into the middle of the ice, she's going to bury that.
Greco looking for an option. And Burlington, Ontario, she'll feed it ahead. Minnesota's 5 Canadians here on the team. Bailey Rattray now at center, kicks it out wide, looking for Gia. 2 Canadians here battling hard for Boston, looking for an option. Rattray pulls out with control. She'll feed it to the point. Trying for the shot, tipped in front by Gia. Now looking for the secondary at Ted Rattray. Draws in, looking for the puck. And the whistle will go here.
Speaking of Taylor Heisey scores less than a minute into the game. Can you just talk about her playoff performance?
Yeah, no, she's been great. She's been playing really well, doing the right things. You know, it's just a matter of time for her to get rewarded, and she's been playing the right way, so I'm really happy for her to see her get rewarded.
How do you stay at the level that you're playing right now for the rest of the game?
There's a lot of games. We still got 2.5 periods, so right now we're just trying to win the rest of the period and go from there.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
Taylor Heisey now 5 goals in the last 4 games. Has stepped up for Minnesota. Now Lauren walks in for Boston on the backhand, denied by Hensley. Boston driving to the net consistently here in the first period. Trying to even things up. A break. Denisa Krasova all alone the other way. Krasova on the backhand. Aaron Frankel challenges. An excellent stop by the goaltender. Krasova will have to try again. Panic landing a hit. Mueller looking for a centering pass. Jobsel will feed it in and go for a change.
Well, we're seeing some end-to-end action here, aren't we? Whether it's a set face-off play or it's off the rush, a breakaway for Krasova. Both goaltenders doing their job.
Minnesota looking for an option. Sophie Jakes through traffic, kicks it out. Conan lands the shot, a blocker saved by Frankel. Aaron Frankel now a 2-3 record against Minnesota on the year overall.
And there's a nice example of Jakes just driving. She's 1-on-3, so she goes into the heart of the coverage to allow her line mate to catch up, and she kicks it out. That really causes confusion, pushes the coverage back, and allows for that shot to happen.
Minnesota leading away 1-0 here in this first period. So coming off a strong 3-0 win in game 2. That was her 3rd shutout in the playoffs. Shirley deep in the zone, trying to feed it to the far side. Flaherty keeping Shirley along the boards. Now Minnesota. Claire Buderak, the overtime here last time her team was here. Pushed off the puck by Brown.
That's a great one-on-one by Brown. She takes a step to the middle of the ice first so that she can establish her angle with her stick to push to the outside, squeeze and seal.
Denisa Krasova playing for the Minnesota Whitecaps. One of 5 players out here, part of that team. Sydney Morin as well, part of their Sheppers, Fleming and Olivier, the 3rd goaltender with Minnesota. As they look for an option here, Stackline will retreat.
I need to talk about the work of Liz Sheppers over the course of that Toronto series. 3 assists, 7 shots on goal, 7 hits.
Mueller off the turnover chance, going in all alone, tries for the shot off the backboard. She'll follow it up, rebound chance here. A puck floats up high, Tapani with an extra opportunity.
And that's a net drive that they need from Alina Mueller. You know that she can dance on the perimeter. She's got that pass-first mentality, but she looked like she was going there, didn't she, Ken? She says, I'm driving. I'm going for the middle of the ice. I'm going to follow up and collect my own rebound.
Mueller leading Boston in points in the regular season of 5 goals, 11 assists. Up for Rookie of the Year, Grace Umlick on the other end as well, a finalist, along with Emma Malte with Toronto.
And that puck gets dumped into Minnesota's end. It's really interesting. The second line likes to play from below the goal line for Boston, especially in their home barn, the Tsonga Center. There's extra 4 feet behind the net, but not here. So sometimes it changes up the style that you do play.
Chasing after it, giving time, a collision deep in the zone. Don't have a chance to George, feeds it to the point. Jakes walks the line, her shot redirected off the backboards. Morin looks to be first on it. The George now looking for an option, a quick shoulder check from Anchorage, Alaska. Picked up in the 6th round of the inaugural draft. With PWHL making their league announcement today in the upcoming draft, June 10th. A few weeks away, right here in Minnesota. Loose puck, Franco will play it right back to the corner. Hannah Brandt now will chase after it, trying to find Rattray.
And you see DeGeorge, she knows that that puck's coming off the backboard, so she establishes position right in her way. Uses the body position to be able to corral the puck.
Jamie Rattray towards the end of her shift, has Pelkey with her, tries for the pass. Pelkey driving the lane. A great defensive read by Greco. Minnesota coming right back the other way. Zumwinkle cuts to center, gets the shot off. Now a centering pass for Panic. She'll feed it out in front. No one's home, but Flaherty will pick it up on the far side.
When you see how hard they are on the wall, no chances off of the cycle for either team last game, and that's because everyone's closing so hard and so fast.
Pelkey calling for it at center for Boston. 2 goals and an assist for her here in the playoffs. It was 1-1 during the regular season. Keller finding Brown. She's pushed off. Now Stackline jumps down. Agia joining in on the battle. Shepard comes out with it. She'll take a look. The Shepard to the point. And a shot here. Blocker saved by Frankel. Minnesota trying to keep Boston in their own end. This is a long shift, especially for Pelkey. Been over for quite some time. Now Cunnin, another angle. Keller blocks it.
Well, this entire shift starts with a real nice positional play by Cunnin. I mean, she's hard on the puck, and they're able to get sustained pressure because of it.
Happening, looking to keep it in the zone for Boston. Keller calling for a change. Bracken now will chase after it. That puck will go D-to-D channel to Jakes. Now up for Heisey as she picks up speed. She has Cava with her. Now back into the hands of Boston.
That's a good stick by Mueller coming back through the neutral ice.
Kendall Coyne Schofield draws in and a quick release. Collision at center. Brown trying to follow up the play. She drops it back. Knight lets that wrist shot go. Rattray now chasing after it. She'll look for an option in front. Bracken tries for the shot.
And that's right in Rattray's wheelhouse from below the tops of the circles, in particular below the goal line. She comes around that net. She's looking before she gets to that strong side post. She knows she's delivering and distributing into that slot area.
Rattray scored her first goal in the PWHL right at home in Ottawa on January 24th. Give and go here on the outside. Brock trying to feed it right back to center. Kelly Panic steals it away, feeds it to the far side. Minnesota with extra jump on the outside. Fleming delays, so much patience, and she's not done yet. Brittany Fleming feeds it in front, rebound, and she scores! Sydney Brott makes it a 2-0 game.
Well, Ken Klee has spoken to us about that fourth line and has told us, listen, they can activate and they can get things done. Brittany Fleming, look at this pause and delay. All she does is work hard along the perimeter, and she throws it to the net, and you can see that Scott is coming down the middle of the ice. You can see everyone's toes have turned to face Fleming as she goes behind the goal line, and coming down with good timing is broad. I mean, she is a world champion. She's played in the SDHL. She's played for the Whitecaps. She has done it all, and she strikes with the help of Fleming, who does just a magnificent job of showing some deception and getting Pelkey to go down, creating her ice below the goal line. And that is a huge goal. Ken Klee has spoken to us about that fourth line. So look at Montana. Look at it.
Such a great story, Sydney Brock from North Oaks, Minnesota, right here. Her first ever goal in the PWHL. It's right here in the playoffs, in the finals. Twitter team with the insurance marker 2-0, and she got her injured back in the preseason evaluation camp. Came back from her ankle injury, was activated from LTIR on March 16th, and here she is, right at home, making this a 2-0 game.
Well, that's a reason why she played limited minutes in that first series, so those minutes are starting to elevate as she moves along.
The home crowd leaning into this team here as Minnesota leads away up by 2.
Well, it's just Brittany Fleming just making sure that when she gets that puck, she is able to take it below the goal line. Brock gets taken down, so she's taking a beating. But then she has a nose for the puck and she finds it. And that's what goal scorers do. They've got their eye on the prize all of the time. And that was only loose for a second, but she pounced on it with urgency and put it in.
Under a minute and a half to go in this first period. Minnesota finding themselves right where they were in game 2. They had a 2-goal lead after the first period. They'll look to replicate that here in game 3 and take a series lead as well. Tied up at 1. Blair Knight looking to make a difference on the outside, feeding it in front. Hensey will make the stop. Mueller gains control, feeds it back for Keller. First period starts to wind down. Moore will let the shot go. The Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the PWHL, Canadian Tire Canada store. Here to make life in Canada better.
John Kentley is going to elect to bring out Kelly Panik. Over 55% in the dot last game up against Tapney. Are hoping for a win in the D zone.
Puck's loose, Mueller jumps on it. Tapney still tying up at center. Zumwinkle on the far side, quick shoulder check, she'll chip it out. Now chasing after it, Mueller taking a look. She'll slow up pace here as his first period starts to wind down. Panik feeding her right back into the zone. But Tapney does get a piece of it and keeps it at center.
Well, those are the details that you heard Becky Keller and the panel talk about pre-game. Just Kelly Panik, the details to her game. It was her positioning there above the passing option that allowed her to close and squeeze in and along the wall. So even if that puck pops by her just a little bit, she's slowed down her players so that they can't gain that speed through the neutral ice. And knowing the clock, as a seasoned veteran, she's very aware.
Former gopher looking to go to work. Jake's chasing after it. Shirley not far behind. She'll feed a back channel. Looking on the near side. Point Schofield pushed off the puck. Under 10 seconds to go here in the first period. Minnesota coming out strong again, getting on the board first. In the PWHL final. As the buzzer sounds, Minnesota, the home team, sits comfortably as they head into the first intermission. Boston looking to find a way and get on the board here in game 3. The series all tied up at 1. That puck goes deep in the zone. Franco will play it aside. So Heisey now 5 goals in her playoffs. Her and Kayla Kava combined for 5 of the 8 goals scored here in the PWHL final run.
That's a really nice step up by Melissa Channel in the neutral zone, and it all starts with anticipating. I know I've mentioned the sticks here a couple of times, but you know where that puck's going, so you can get to position it quickly and turn that puck over in the neutral zone.
That puck will go deep into the zone. Minnesota looking to remain undefeated at home in the playoffs. Sophie Jakes coming off a 2-goal performance in game 2. Drive center, lets the shot go. She'll follow it up in the corner, feeds it right back down.
And I like that she elected to take that shot. She knows she's outnumbered there, so she's got to make sure she gets that puck deep. So she puts it on net, then goes for the change. She's closer to the bench. Smart play.
Stackline spins back. She'll feed it up. Zumwinkle looking for a quick pass to center for Kelly Panik. Tapney intercepting, and now Deidre Alamo feeds it deep in the zone. Looking for a pass up high. Zumwinkle trying to cut to center. On the outside, giving some room. Zumwinkle had 2 goals and assists back in the regular season against Boston. Now chasing after Jess Healy. House third score for Boston. Back in the second period in game 2. Tapney on the outside, loads the shot, can't get through. Great block by Flaherty. Foot race, Sophia Cunnin chasing after it. Minnesota native drops it back, Budorak delays. Looking for that far pass to Cunnin. Sophia Cunnin with some room, she'll circle it back, starting the cycle. Budorak weighing her options. She'll feed it to the point, Flaherty sending it right back down. Maggie Flaherty from Lakeville, Minnesota, picked up in the 4th round. Now 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Our side chance anymore, and looks to break this puck out.
Well, and that's another great shift by the Cunnin line with Shepherds and Budorak just doing great work below the goal line.
Not done yet. Cunnin trying for the shot.
And that's a long shift, but it's sustained pressure. I mean, her IQ, her ability to make a play in small space. a real strong shift, and puck's dancing as well on her stick.
Rattray all alone through traffic, kicks it out wide, and a shot gets redirected off the netting. Again, we see that rush attack by Boston. Cheryl, that's really been her MO in the playoffs.
Well, and both teams looking to open it up, but the Flaherty gets in the shooting lane, goes down, making sure she gets square to the puck to be able to disrupt that Tapani shot. How about this play by Condensed? And I mean, the work down low below the goal line, just her eyes are up the whole time. She's pulling the coverage outside of the dot. Look at the cycle, looking to get back to the net. A lot of sustained pressure by that line.
Goal for her in the playoffs. Nancy Nenner back in Game 5 against Toronto. Of course, Minnesota-Toronto were back and forth for quite a bit in the regular season for that first spot in the standings. And then fell short after the international break. Couldn't get a win and dropped 2 games against Toronto, but came back in reverse sweep to be here in the final. A chance for them to hoist the Walter Cup. They are in the lead here in Game 3, looking to pull ahead in the series. Jakes will go D to D, trying for the centering pass to George. Bouncing puck, Deidre Alamo looks to settle it.
Nice play by Jakes there. Again, a nice defensive play. And Clay said he's been impressed with both sides of her game, not just her activation and taking the ice that's given, but also stymieing the entry on her opponent.
Mueller waiting for support. She'll step back. Off the back of Bookbinder. Chance in front. Out of the hands of Minnesota. Picking up speed. Cava on the outside. Keller strong in the back check. Cava will send it on net.
And you see how quickly that Minnesota transitioned that puck with this top line on the ice, and Boston will have to be very aware of that.
Emily Brown taking a look. She'll feed it up for Tapani. Suzanne Tapani caught up by Zumwinkle on her back check. She'll get taken down.
Oh, I think Shavzal wanted that puck. She was coming towards the middle of the ice and had to ride the line a little bit closer than she wanted to Tapani. Everyone got stuck a little bit close, too close together.
On the far side, Minnesota looking for some chances. They'll feed it right back down. Brown trying to protect the puck. Feeds it to the half boards. Mueller looking for a centering pass. That connects far side. Shavzal will opt to go for a change. Brown trying to steer it to the corner, and she'll look up ice. Brown trying to cut to center. Great stick by Panic. Keeping Boston deep in their zone, but here comes Mueller. Feeds it to the far side. Give and go with Knight. Hillary Knight now trying to feed it net front. Ellie Panic steals it away as she picks up speed.
Well, that's a situation where Mueller can take that shot.
Channel on the far side. Looking for an option. She'll cut back. In room for Zumwinkle. Pushed off the puck by Healy. She'll look to send it deep to the zone. Brown now trying for a stretch play to Shirley, but it'll go all the way, and icing will be the call. So another offensive zone chance here for Minnesota on the face-off. They had a great early shot, and you have to think they'll look to replicate that again.
Well, and one thing that Minnesota will want to do is deflect to the outside. You can see Hillary Knight's got it, just pushing her from the inside out, making sure you take away the shot lane. Again, it was on and off of her stick, but so was how Minnesota closed.
Turnover chance, back in the hands of Cunnin. Deep in the zone, pushed off by Brown. Cunnin still looking for some room. She'll send it to center, and that gets sent right back down the step line. Forcing Frankel to come out of her net. Shepherd's chasing after Healy. Puck rolls into the near corner. Bookbinder first on it. Only Bookbinder on a 4-game point streak before the international break, which served a good time for Boston. They had a chance to regroup, came back, won 4 of the 5 games before playoffs started. Steered them into the right tracks, and now they'll look to keep it going. A chance here, toe saved by Frankel. Minnesota with a quality chance in front of Boston's netminder. Cindy Brott looking for a centering pass. Minnesota will go for a quick change, giving some room for Morin. She'll try and feed it to center. Frankel comes out to play the puck. At a record save, setting 56 saves back in Game 2 against Montreal. A triple overtime game. Now here comes Agia to center for Boston. Holds, trying for a pass in front for Rattray.
Well, she had a real wide 3-on-1 there. She's got to make good with that. You got to turn that into
Here comes Izzy. She has Cava with her, trying to feed it in front.
So you're seeing two odd player rushes that don't even turn into a shot on net on both ends.
Izzy Cava, a threat coming in deep in the Boston zone. Now Rattray out wide for Boston. Picked up by Keller. Rattray colliding in the center. Keller gets a shot. The puck's loose into the skates, and it's loose. Giving extra time for Jakes.
One of the things when you have not play a rush, you have to move the puck quicker than you want, and sometimes players wait just that little bit too long and really close their opportunity, and sometimes it's just a matter of wanting to make the right play instead of taking what's given.
Board battle 2-on-2. Kraken seeing if she can pull this puck out. Brown to center. Knight skating after her in the sack line. Head in the corner. Picked up, Shirley trying to feed Knight. She'll try again. A jumping puck happening on the backhand. Now Minnesota comes out with it again. And a great job on rebound control to come out with possession. Now Zumwinkle out wide, trying for a cross-corner play.
I think if Zumwinkle had gotten her feet moving there, that she could have gotten in behind the coverage there. Just keep moving. She's a north-south player. She's a strong skater. Get inside the dot.
On Excelsior, Minnesota, Grace Zumwinkle had 6 multi-point nights during the regular season. Now a turnover chance. Budarak for Minnesota, all alone on the outside, trying to cut in front. She gets some room, but Frankel will get the final piece of it. Jumpers now. Even the zone for Minnesota. She's heating up, tries to protect the puck. She finds success. Wraparound play. Frankel gets the pad out. Minnesota pressing here. Boston looking to respond. Mabstock for a chip and chase gets stood up by Greco.
Oh, this game is opening up, isn't it, Kenzie? We're seeing back and forth action. You get in caught and tight, it transitions, and there's not player rush the other way.
Chances at either end. Jumpers now deep in the zone. Finds Burak again. She'll go for a skate. End to end just moments ago. This time caught up at the blue line. Board battle in front of Minnesota's bench. They'll try and feed deep into the boards. The George trying to send it ahead when Skowski gloves it down, trying for a reverse pass. Brock will chip it in the corner. She'll go for a quick change with the halfway point here in the second period. Boston finding themselves down by 2.
Well, Minnesota's transition game and that third and fourth line have really been effective.
Now at center for Minnesota. Broad, a chance. Her shot just high. Minnesota quality chances here in the second period.
And you see Broad take that shot, and then she gets back above the passing option, so she's able to close, and that puck winds up back in Boston's end.
At the University of Minnesota Duluth, players like Clarity and Maddie Rudy, among many others, as that puck goes deep in the Minnesota zone. Icing will be the call with 10:21 to go in the second.
Well, you've got some end-to-end action, and we spoke about that third line for Minnesota. How about the play? Lee Steckline here sends it over and up, and it comes up to Cunnin, and she just puts it cross ice. And that's just a brilliant play, because guess what? She knows that Fleming is going to get to that puck first from below the goal line. You got DeGeorge coming through the slot to be able to get the one-timer off, and then the puck goes the other way. Megan Keller diving down. Everyone getting caught below the tops of the circles, trying to get their stick on that puck.
Minnesota-Boston chasing history. Who will be the first to hoist the Walter Cup? Series all tied up in 1. Chance to take a lead here in Game 3. To the point, Minnesota, high shot. Frankel makes the glove save and fights off pressure as Minnesota had numbers in front of her. Lots to look forward to. Draft happening right here in Minnesota as they land a shot from the blue line. New York with the first overall pick. Will it be Sarah Fillier? Time will tell. Princeton graduate. Great connection there. And her college hockey right in New Jersey.
You know, we're watching Lee Steckline up here, and I'm watching her and slash across with her player one-on-one to make sure she has good gap, get a shot on net, find her way back to the strong side to keep the puck in, and then activate down the middle to hold it in yet again, and just that's her positioning.
Steckline and Bookbinder rounding up the back end for Minnesota. Zumwinkle gets taken down right at center. Her stick time up with Keller here behind the play. A few extra pushes, some extra words. You have to think rolling over from the first period when the two got into a strong battle on the half boards near Minnesota's end. Greco comes out with it, looking for a centering pass. It gets redirected deep in the corner as Cava picks up speed, trying to beat Jess Healy in the corner. Healy will get there first. Heisey steps in for support.
We always notice that Heisey or Kava are not too far from one another, right? They're always that first player in. If Kendall Coyne Schofield's there, then the next one's in that second there, looking to pick up a puck with another one going right down the slot area.
Coyne Schofield out wide, drops it back. Heisey trying to get the shot off. The present and the future of the women's game out here on a line. It is so fun to watch. Coyne Schofield and Heisey go to work, and they cash in the second period.
Courtney, you said in the locker room you need to go out there and be that team. What do you need to see to be that team?
Yeah, I think we got to get moving our feet, get pucks north, and find a way to get that puck to the net.
Any positives that you're seeing so far?
I mean, the compete's there, but we got to find ways to get in the O-zone, sustain some pressure here.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Finding ways, they need to get some goals here. In Game 3, they are down by 2 if they want to hoist the Walter Cup here in the inaugural season of the PWHL. Out wide, Hillary Knight. Will she be the one as she chips it deep in the zone for Sophie Shirley? Anna Brandt becoming a passing option. Can't get by Heisey's stick. Puck pops out center. Knight picks it up, feeds it to the point. Emily Brown lets a slap shot go. Great work for Knight, feeding it to Brown. She'll send it right back on net for Nicole Hensley to hold.
Well, and it's always interesting. You see Brandt and you see Knight, who are both right-handed shots. You add Sophie Shirley to that line, also a right-handed shot. So depending what side they come in off of or how they're pulling the puck off the board, sometimes it can be difficult. So you see Hillary Knight kicks that puck out. I like that she doesn't force play. But the block shot happens, but they're able to recover it. Now all of a sudden you got Brandt looking for any garbage in and around the net. And of course Sophie Shirley off to the side, trying to take away the eyes. But you can see Hensley can see that puck. She can find it. You gotta know where she is in behind you.
Knight winning the faceoff. Shirley sending it right back. Moore draws a high shot. Shirley trying to recover deep in the zone. Snapline will use the glass to chip it out. Brandt trying to send it right back down. Now Shirley pushed off the puck.
Well, that's Lee Steckline that does it. Shirley thought that she had position, but Lee Steckline just holds pat there with that stick and that great leverage. Closes with the body.
Budarak trying to settle the puck. Wenskowski feeding it right back down. Gable chasing after it. That puck towards the center. Deidre Allen will be first on it. She'll spin back. Budarak not far behind. That puck will go right back down. So it's a 3-0 win for Minnesota in Game 2. That was just the second ever time Boston failed to score.
And it's interesting, the scoring chances weren't that high. If you look at grade A's, I mean, Minnesota only had 2, and Boston actually had 4. And the offensive zone possession time was very similar as well.
Last time they were shut out March 13th, it was against Minnesota. A 4-0 win that very night right here in Minnesota. It was a Hensley and Frankel head-to-head matchup. Minnesota trying to let that shot go from blue line. Agia looking for a passing option. She'll follow up the play. Lexi Agia out wide. She'll chase after it as Greco settles down below the goal line. Turnover, chance and a quick shot. Jumping puck, Keller taken down. Slow to get up, Megan Keller behind the play here. She'll head to the bench.
And you heard Courtney Kessel talk about their exits and getting the puck to go north. I don't think Boston wants to turn that puck back right now. I don't think they want to regroup. They don't want to allow Minnesota to set up a forecheck.
Brzova looking to do just that. She'll feed it down low for Panic. Our side looking for an option. Drops it back. Wilbur will try again in front. Jakes gets the shot off the crossbar. Frankel out her crease to keep this puck away from the net. And a few extra shoves here in the PWHL final.
Well, when you're up 2-0, you have to manage the puck, know exactly where you are on the ice, and you also have to read the pressure that's coming. When you have someone like Alina Mueller jumping off the bench, coming down, she's kind of coming through the weeds, looking like she's coming through the middle of the ice, and she's able to corral that puck as a righty and get a quick shot off, and Nicole Hensley had to be to task. And look at this, as that shot comes from the point. I'm not sure if Grace Summerall gets a stick on it, but the bar does, and Erin Frankel has her desperation and athleticism is able to find that puck and cover it up.
My counting's right. I'm pretty sure it's a third crossbar we have seen here tonight in that very net. Out in front, Panic looking for an option. Minnesota getting their chances in and around the crease here in the second period. out shooting Boston. 16-9 here. Minnesota's outshot their opponents in 5 straight playoff games.
Well, I think they've been so effective in terms of when that puck transitions, knowing where they have to be on the ice, so they're not giving any room to Boston, and they're turning the puck over.
Brazova trying to get it behind Fratkin and chase after it. Instead gives time for DiGirolamo to pick up speed. She'll chip it out to the far side. Minnesota on the reverse. Here comes Taylor Heisey. A 2-on-1 unfolding for Minnesota. Coin Schofield with her. Heisey shoots, save, rebound, and it trickles in behind the net. What a sequence for Taylor Heisey. Looking for her second of the night. That puck trickles to the far corner for Channel to pick up. She'll look for an option. Jakes tries, pass saved by Frankel. Now Mueller trying to settle it.
Jakes is so good, isn't she, at getting that puck through?
What a sequence for Minnesota as Taylor Heisey just turned the Jets on through neutral ice. Coin Schofield with her on the far side.
Well, it happened because of a turnover at the offensive blue line for Boston, and I thought turning it up was the right idea. You want to make sure you get going north. They had numbers, but you can't turn it over at the Blues. We used to call it the poop your pants zone.
Oh no, and you got to escape for the back check. Boston looking to get on the board here. An outside shot is a save by Nicole Hensley.
When you're coaching young kids, you got to use different terminology, so you think that they're going to remember that with the blue lines, and DiGirolamo does a nice job. Listen, you don't want to set up, you want to get going right away. Now you got 2 in behind you. That's exactly what you want. You got numbers at the blue line. You just can't turn it over because the quick transition. You got Heisey out there. You got to know where the threats are, and this is a beautiful play. I like the shot that is taken here. And then it is all Minnesota after. You can see the look off, but Heisey elects to take that shot. We've seen her beat Frankel before. Glove side going high. Aaron Frankel drops, and Heisey has been able to hit that top netting so far in this series.
Her corners. Taylor Heisey, a lethal shot. Tap shot, wrist shot. We've seen her with the one-timers at the top of the circles on the power play. And scoring from all angles here. We've seen her do it on the international stage as well. You look at her career numbers, 21 games with the United States national team at the World Championship. She's put up 37 points in 21 games, causing havoc. Brookbinder as well as she retreats back in front of Hensley. Keller first on it in the corner. Swarm Minnesota players. Budorak chasing after it. Roundtree taking a look up ice.
Well, you can see Claire DeGeorge in real nice position in that high ice, making sure that she doesn't get caught low as well, because 2 are deep with Budorak and Cunnin.
Battle in front of Boston's bench. Greco heads back for the puck. DiGirolamo trying to feed it right back down. She'll take a look, trying to send it on net, and Hensley will come out and get the glove on it. Bringing a hard and heavy game, the power forward that can find the back of the net, put up 11 goals in the regular season, 2 coming on the power play as we wait to see a power play goal here in the PWHL final. Boston 0 for 1 in this game. Keller tries for the shot, blocked in front. Ellie Panic on the attack. She'll feed it ahead. Zumwinkle now. Takes an awkward back bounce, pops in front, a chance! A save made for Frankel as Krasova trying to take advantage. The awkward bounce off the glass. Under 2 to go in the second period. Minnesota in the 2-0 lead. Dropped game 1, 4-3 Boston. And Jess Healy with the game winner at the end of the second period.
Well, one of the things to notice here when Minnesota's taking away the neutral zone, but Boston isn't skating off of the puck, and you want to make sure you're skating off of the puck, not stationary in the neutral zone, because you're just going to wind up chipping the puck into no one who's moving.
Brookbinder trying to chip it deep into the zone. We heard from Lena Muir at the start of the game with Reagan Sudan ringside saying thought they were stuck in the neutral zone a lot back in game 2. Shirley on the outside for Boston, and a high shot. Another rush chance for Sophie Shirley here in the finals.
And you've seen Sophie Shirley have a couple shots in on net, and she's gone high both times.
More in a wide, Hensley holding on here. No rebound in sight. And Nicole Hensley is on the assignment.
Well, Krasova with an opportunity. Puck comes off the glass, bouncing puck, and she's able to corral it and pull it to the inside and the backhand. I like that she just threw it to the net, but she wasn't going to have time to do anything with it. How about Sophie Shirley pulling it to her forehand side, but you got to hit the net, and we've seen that a couple of times. And it's all about the point shot, finding the lane, get it through, and Moore does a nice job. And who's on the doorstep right in around it? Nicole Hensley had to have her eye on Hillary Knight, who was looking to poke it through.
Shirley Brandt Knight getting their chances here in the game, but can they strike and get Boston on the board? Morin trying to send it deep in the zone. Sydney Morin from Minnetonka, Minnesota, here with Boston. Now a chance for Budarak on the far side for Minnesota. Streaming in on the backhand, looking for a pass in front to Via Cunnin was driving the net.
And Cunnin was coming on the inside of her defender, wanting that puck on that near side, not the far side.
Deep in the zone, Franco leaving it. Final seconds here in the second period. Boston looking for one more drive. Girolamo will opt to flip it to center. Recognizes Rattray on the far side. She'll look to settle the puck. Final seconds here. Net front, happening, a chance, Mueller! She scores! 1 second to go. Alina Mueller gives Boston life.
Are you kidding me? With under 2 seconds remaining, and Alina Mueller is able to cash in to get this game within one. And Jamie Lee Rattray is out there with them, coming in off the hunt on the backhand. And you see that little bit of a stall, and she throws it to the net. Tappany with the presence of mind to come in through the mid lane on the inside of her defender. So she's able to get her stick on this puck and throw it back out in front of the net. And Alina Mueller is driving down that weak side, is able to find that puck and put it in the empty net. Of course, Nicole Hensley was on the strong side. That's just a beautiful play. And it all starts with Jamie Lee Rattray, who was playing alongside that top line to be able to just that little bit of a stall to throw to the net. Beautiful play to garner some momentum in the dying seconds of the period to get through the frame, only down by one. We're talking up here in the booth, and it's kind of marking play after play with this line on the ice, and I just like the small space ability and how they're supporting one another when that puck is down low, able to retrieve loose pucks, recover them, and then do something with it. They're not just killing valuable seconds for the second in the first line. They're making plays, they're finding ways to turn pucks over, and then they're looking to attack the net. You can see them there in triangles. They're finding good spots on the ice. Certainly love this play to the open ice as well, to Fleming, who's able to get below the goal line on the hunt and make a play to the middle of the ice as well for a point-blank chance. But I really believe that this is the depth that can get things done, and Ken Klee has spoken to us at large about it, and they certainly have been effective. They've got speed, they're detailed, and I expect that their minutes will elevate.
Their top players have been scoring, their depth has been following. Minnesota starting to play a rounded game here in the finals. Mueller chipping it deep in the zone. Johnson is gaining after it, giving room. Minnesota looking up ice. Zumwinkle pushed off in front of her bench. Their team trying to regain control here in neutral ice. Boston coming off their first playoff loss at home. Their first loss since February 19th. Always against Ottawa at home. And Minnesota looking to keep their home streak alive here in the playoffs as Mueller's shot gets blocked. Rebound chance for Tappany. Trickles to the corner.
Well, you see Tappany, she's got her eye on that puck all the way around. You saw it with Broughton, her goal on her way down, up, and still able to find the puck. And very similarly, Susanna Tappany had Lee Steckline all over and managed to just get a little bit of her blade on that puck.
On the outside, Cunnin stops up. Shepherds will go deep in the zone. Met by Agia. She'll come out with it. Lexi Agia looking for Pelkey. They'll try and redirect that puck to center. Rattray now chasing after it.
That's just a great play by Budarak, again, to be above the puck and just force that play into neutral ice. And now all of a sudden we're talking about that third line again in the offensive zone.
They're going to spend some time in Boston's end here, but Morin feeds it to center. Pelkey into open ice. She'll take control on the far side. Amanda Pelkey takes a look. Her shot gets blocked. Rebound chance. Off the backboard. Cindy Morin now feeding it right back down. Agia will go for a change. Pelkey will follow. Out comes Fresh Legs. Marvin watching Budarak as she chips it deep in the zone. Jeffers on the far side. Boston now 13 shots on net collectively here in game 3. They only put up 20. Back in game 2. Hunt loose at center. Brown keeping it in the zone. She'll feed it to the corner, getting room. Hamstock to chase after it. Keller trying for a shot from the point. Hensley. That top line for Boston. The international flair leading Mueller from Switzerland. Susanna Tapping from Finland. Lisa Schaafsel from Austria. They need to be effective for them. And now this Derby Night line looking for their chances. Brandt on the far side as Knight gets tripped up in the corner, so Shirley provides support. Back to the point for Keller. Drops it back. Shirley picks up control. She'll send it down for Hillary Knight. Pushed off by Channel. Now Brandt to Keller. Brown calls for it. Top of the circles. Lets a shot go off the skate of Heisey, who will chase after it.
And that's really Hillary Knight's gift, the way she can pull the puck off the backboard so quickly and put it to the middle of the ice.
Turnover chance, Minnesota. On the far side, Cava as Coyne Schofield with her. Draws to center and control on the backhand. She scores! Michaela Cava. Minnesota with the insurance marker. 3-1, they lead here in the third.
Well, Ken's going to have to come up with a name for Cava, and again, it just turns over up high, and you got players caught in below, but look at the stall to draw in Tappany, and that puck comes over to Cava. You know what opens the space for Cava? It is going to be the diagonal drive of Kendall Coyne Schofield. She may not get the credit, or she may not get an assist, but she is going to draw Tappany to one side of the net, which is going to open up the ice for Cava, who's got the patience, and down on one knee is able to put that backhand to the net. So just a beautiful play through that neutral ice to carry that puck out wide, draw in, and Cava's able to pick it up, and Kendall Coyne Schofield opening up the room.
How about that? Michaela Cava goals in 3 straight games here in the finals, keeping it going. Just 6 points in her 3 games here in the PWHL final.
I just love the way that Heisey just stalls in that neutral ice to draw to her, right, Kens? And then all of a sudden, she's able to distribute that puck over to Cava, and Kendall Coyne Schofield says, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm driving, but she drove on a diagonal because that allowed the ice to open up.
Another chance here for Minnesota. Minnesota now a 3-1 lead. And Michaela Cava, I think name right now, top of the list for the Island Cross playoff MVP. She is having herself a finals. Had 5 goals, 3 assists in the regular season. She scored against 4 of the 5 teams. Could never get past Ottawa, but my goodness, she has gotten past Boston here in the finals. 2-on-2 battle to the left of Frankel. Cutting, trying for a play. Budarak battling hard, and Gio will pick it up. Boston looking to get on the attack. Greco now on the near boards, feeds it to center. On the faceoff, Minnesota back to the attack. Fleming, assist so far here in game 3. That puck rolls to the deep corner. Morin chasing after it, brought with a reverse pass. Now to the point, Jakes lets a wrist shot go off the backboards. Loose puck on the half boards, Hillary Knight with some room, she'll take a look. Channel with some time. Frankel will come out to play the puck. Keller now on the half boards. Hannah Brandt takes a look, trying for a centering pass to Heisey, reading the play.
You could see that Hillary Knight was on the offensive zone blue line, and so was Sophie Shirley, more like slashing across, what she needs to do because she can generate some speed.
Coyne Schofield, full of speed on the outside, trying for a pass to center. Emily Brown is able to scoop it up.
Megan Keller is going toe-to-toe with her, right? And you can expect number 5 in white to be up ice for the remainder of this game, trying to create some offense, which has been limited for Boston.
Trying to score some goals here, Boston. Brown will slow up pace. Taking a look, not much room as Minnesota drops a puck. Zumwinkle trying to feed it down. Krasova to center, trying to find Kelly Panic net front. Krasova will try again, back to center. Zumwinkle on the backhand, trying to cut in front. Tappany, a great back check. Not letting her get much further. Turnover chance now, Rattray. Herself about Lee Steckline, cutting this ice in half and sending it right back down.
Well, in the forecheck of Minnesota, right? They've been all over the puck, and you've seen Boston set up behind the net. I think that's exactly what Minnesota wants. They're going to steer, they're going to squeeze because they don't see the speed off of the puck.
Loose puck, Steckline first on it. Puck hits a stick, so no icing on the play, giving time for Fratkin. Shepers reads the play. Stood up by Fratkin, that's going to be a penalty. Minnesota will head to the power play here. Liz Shepers getting back to her footing here.
And it's drawn by Liz Shepers. As you mentioned, that third line doing a job and able to turn that puck over. And Fratkin really was isolated when that puck came below the goal line. And Shepers is gonna wear it. But as a result, she's gonna wind up in a power play situation.
Boston to the kill, Minnesota to the power play when we return. As we welcome you back inside Xcel Energy Center. Minnesota to the power play, 0 for 5 so far in the final series against Boston. On the half boards, looking for an options. Power play brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel. Power through tough messes. Izzy and Krasova have got some power play markers in the playoffs this year. Steckline trying to feed it to center. Keller will chase after it. Hensley will come out to settle the puck. Boston, a quick change on their penalty killers. Marvin out there, Amanda Pelkey as well. DiGirolamo and Keller rounding out Austin's penalty kill. On the far side, Heisey stood up. Pelkey trying to find the loose puck. Marvin steps in for help. Steckline will settle it at center. Free agent signing for Minnesota. Marvin will leave her back. Pelkey now taking a look, looking to steer Steckline to the boards. Here comes Cava. Goal here in the third period now. On the chase as Marvin has some control.
Hard time getting in right now and have the ice to be able to gain possession. In game number 2, they were able to get in 60% of the time from their back end all the way into the offensive zone with possession.
Short-handed Hannah Brand out wide, lets the shot go. Cole Hensley making the glove save with 36 seconds to go on Minnesota's power play.
And it's all about power kill right now. When you're down 3-1, you want to take advantage if you have an opportunity, especially if you're Hannah Brandt and Hillary Knight, who are on the ice right now, and you turn that puck over in the neutralized quick transition, and you can see Hannah Brandt gets going. She knows she's got the dot. In worst case scenario, she's got an offensive zone face-off.
Off the face-off, Sophie Jakes picking up speed at center. She'll send it deep in the zone. Emily Brown takes a look. Panic. Hitting her up against the boards. Krasova steps down. Final seconds here, Minnesota's power play. Jakes slowing up pace. Zumwinkle takes a look. Back for Jakes. Sophie Jakes, top of the circles. Now Cava. She'll slow up pace. Jakes taking a look, trying for the wrist shot. It gets blocked by Hillary Knight.
And that's a static power play right there in that 1-3-1 set, but no one is moving. And as a defender, as a PK unit, you know that you can just hold pat in the middle of the ice, keep that puck on the perimeter, and look to block shots.
Back to 5-on-5. Minnesota not able to land the shot on that power play. Boston only had 4 power play goals all year. Nina Mueller was the last player to score a power play marker. It was against Minnesota right here back on April 27th. 2-1 win for Boston that night. Hannah Brand, the final seconds.
And Taylor Heisey getting one in that 5th and final game against Toronto.
Minnesota on the board as well for Minnesota to round their power play goals here in the playoffs. Sydney Morin going end to end on net. Hensley plays it to the corner. Steckline looking for a pass at center. All board battle. Fans have been loud here tonight in Xcel Energy Center. 9,054 fans in attendance here tonight for Game 3 of the PWHL Final. Point Schofield stops and starts, trying to feed it deep into Boston zone. Rattray at center, gets stood up. Minnesota back in control. Cross legs, Boston going for a change. Rattray taking a look. Loose puck picked up. Now Cava on the outside. She has Heisey with her. Cava on the backhand. Cuts in front. And Franco gets the paddle across, losing it in the process. So Franco without her stick. Sydney Morin picks up the puck.
Well, and that chance comes off of their neutral zone play, Minnesota, that being just being able to set up shop. They're making sure that they've got numbers back to be able to control where Boston goes, and they've just been seamless at it.
Rattray trying for a wraparound play. Minnesota the other way. Going Schofield flipping in deep into the zone. She'll go for a change. Sheppers protecting the puck. Sheppers forced this so far now on her playoff run here. She's in the middle of this battle. Under 9 to go in this third period. Game 4 not far away on Sunday. 5 p.m. local, 6 p.m. Eastern. Memorial Day weekend. Bratkin pushed off the puck. Now Buderak with a chance for Minnesota. Can't get by Keller. Another chance. Panic drops it back on the backhand shot. Franco extends the pad and makes the save. Zumwinkle with a quality chance in the slot. Heisey and Cava connecting again here in Game 3. Cava has scored in every single game in this playoff finals.
Well, and there was question without Abby Breen, right? What that would look like, and certainly those two have found a way to stay connected through these playoffs.
Battle. Puck floats back to center. Heisey trying to settle it along the boards. Coyne Schofield stepping down for help. Under 8 to go in the third period. Coyne Schofield with a chance. Backhand and Frankel. Bookbinder sending it deep in the zone. Trying to follow it up. Zumwinkle taking a look. Feeds it out in front. Off the pad of Tapani. Gives Keller some time. She'll finally hit a Mueller at center. Boston looking for an answer. We'll stop up. Keller trying to drive the net. The puck's loose in the slot. Minnesota's defender is jumping up.
And it's going to be players like Megan Keller and Morin and DiGirolamo jumping into the play. That's going to cause a confusion or disrupt the chaos, but they want to make sure they're coming in weak side.
A chance for Rattray, and Hensley denies Jamie Lee Rattray here late in the game. What a save by the veteran goaltender, keeping her team in the lead by 2. As a Hensley chance start here inside Xcel Energy Center.
And that was a product of just quick transition, not pulling that puck back to regroup, but get going right away, catch your opponent off guard, create an odd player rush, attack in layers, and hit the net. Hensley's 2 shutouts this year have come against Boston, both 20 save nights. As Rattray trying to feed it out in front. Morin follows it up, and a tough angle, the puck's loose. Bratkin trying to get there. Hillary Knight able to send it down for Sophie Shirley, who's picking up speed. Shirley deep in the zone, takes a look. Morin, one-time shot. Redirects high. Now Franken trying to follow it up. Shirley trying to draw it in. Can't get the shot off. Morin now with a chance. That's a solid shift for Morin. Hey, jumping down to keep the play alive and looking to get that shot through the net a couple of times.
Strong play for Boston, driving the net hard as Minnesota goes for a full change. Hillary Knight standing along the blue line, trying to send it deep in the zone. Minnesota out shooting Boston again, 24-16 here as we hit the 5-minute marker in the third period. Kobe Jakes to center, trying for the outside shot, hitting the backboard. Sheppers looking for a wraparound play.
And that's a really nice exit for Minnesota, and it's going to be Sophie Jakes again coming through that middle of the ice.
Elke, they can find an answer. Gia stepping in for help. Boston feeding it to the point. Keller taking a look. Brown. She'll slow up, trying to fight off Sophia Cunnin up high. Gia now providing support. Cunnin, a great move. Al's player Buderak to chase after Keller. Keller tied up, drawing the penalty here. Boston's going to go to the power play. That gets flipped deep into the zone, and the whistle will go.
Well, this play started off of a nice play by Cunnin in her own zone, just to be able to take the play and put it softly into the neutral zone, but it's going to be Megan Keller who's going to draw Buderak's stick underneath the skates as she looks to wheel and deal, gets taken down. Boston to the power play. on Nicole Hensley, who had that shutout last game and has stopped 15 of 16 shots in this one so far, will have to be the task here as Boston's going to be on the power play. And they're going to be looking to get within one, so she's got to hold down the fort. But she's been seeing everything today, even the redirected punch. She's been able to track and hold on, so not giving up that second shot opportunity. But feel like she's been certainly dialed in, like some of her best hockey. And she'll certainly be challenged now.
Boston to the power plays. Claire Budorak sits for 2 or less. For tripping, Megan Keller. Power play yet to strike here in the playoffs. Keller finds Tapany, top of the circles, back for Keller. Collingport on the far side, Mueller. Tapany off to the shot, and it gets blocked. Franco battling hard along the boards. Mueller seeing if she can pull this puck out. Franco to the bench, so an extra attacker on the ice for Boston. Now a foot race, empty net. Grace Zumwinkle looking to beat Hillary Knight. Can she do it? And she does! Follows it in herself. A short-handed goal for Grace Zumwinkle for her first playoff marker.
Well, that's the drive we're talking about, isn't it? And it comes off of a loose puck, and you're battling and you're fighting, and you know you've got to drive. You've got to put that shoulder down, especially when you got the likes of Megan Keller, Hillary Knight backtracking on you. You got to find a way. You get on the hunt. That's exactly what she does. Take the space. Make sure you can lean in with one hand on the stick, and that one's going to cross the line, along with Grace Zumwinkle.
Everything in the net for Minnesota. Grace Zumwinkle, the special teams expert, her third shorthanded goal on the year, her first playoff goal. And what a moment for her. 4-1 now, Minnesota leads here late in the third period. Michaela Cavan now looking up ice. And we're back to 5-on-5. What a moment for Grace Zumwinkle. Hard-working goal, getting by Hillary Knight, toe-to-toe through neutral ice, and she got it done.
Courtney Kessel taking a chance there. About 4 minutes remaining on the clock, knowing that she needed to. I don't mind it, you know, it's certainly risky, but you want to go for it. You haven't had a strong power play. You haven't found the back of the net. Find a way to have 2 attackers out there and go for it if you can get within striking distance.
Another jailbreak goal for Grace Zumwinkle. First here in the playoffs. Shepard's now looking up ice for Minnesota. The fans erupted here inside Xcel Energy Center. 9,054, the most fans ever attending a PWHL final. They have been along for the ride here tonight. As the "We Want the Cup" chant start in Minnesota.
And there's expectation that the cup would be in the building on Sunday. It's a beautiful design.
Beautiful cup, the Walter Cup. Of course, recognizing the commitment of Mark and Kimber Walter, making this dream a reality. Got 6 W's around the cup, alluding to the 6 original teams. You got hockey sticks holding up the cup, the shattering glass at the bottom of the base. A beautiful trophy, and who will be the first to hoist the Walter Cup? Right now, Minnesota in the driver's seat. Babstall looking to settle this puck for Boston. She'll flip it to center.
You see the fourth line getting out there, and Ken Ple's going to certainly use his bench. This has been a lineup from top to bottom that has contributed.
Minnesota clicking at the right time as they look to carry this momentum into Sunday night. 5 p.m. local, 6 p.m. Eastern will be puck drop. A chance to crown a champion. Under a minute and a half to go here in the third period, game 3.
It'll be interesting to see what Courtney Kessel does with her lineup, whether or not she reunites Agia with Sophie Shirley and Pelkey. I thought that they were a line, certainly in the first series against Montreal, that played with a ton of speed, pace, and off the rush.
And you know, someone like Jamie Lee Rattray has that strength, that speed to help Brant and Knights. You wonder if that will become a trio again heading into game 4. As Rattray tries for the shot, and Nicole Hensley again, a strong save for her here tonight. Face off to the left of Hensley. Tappany winning it back. Cindy Moore jumping in on the loose puck. Bounce off to the point. Fracken. What a shot from the blue line. A great blocker save by Hensley.
Well, and Clee given that third line an opportunity for that defensive zone draw as well, and that's a sign of trust.
Final seconds here in the third period. Xcel Energy Center on their feet.
The fans are bringing it home, Kens.
Well, take it away, Minnesota. Final seconds here in the third period as the We Want the Cup chants continue. So Minnesota remains undefeated on home ice in the playoffs in front of 9,054 fans. They defeat Boston 4-1 here tonight to take a 2-1 series lead.